He's a man very humble, amiable, dependable, and reliable. He doesn't want much talk. And so, I had to do a background check on his personality, and this is what I got. Dr. Charles Apoki was born into a humble family at Ughelli in Delta State. From his humble background, he attended his primary and secondary education in Delta State. He attended Government College Ughelli and obtained his O-level result in 1972 and proceeded to this prestigious FGC Warri for his HSC, graduating in 1978. This information I got this morning. He gained admission to the prestigious University of Ibadan to study medicine and surgery and graduated in 1985 at a very young age. He started running his clinic at the age of 29. Indeed, a man of vision. Still in quest for knowledge, he proceeded to the Delta State University, Apoki, where he bagged a master's degree in flying colors in public administration. He is known for his vision to raise 1 million entrepreneurs across Africa, mentoring the younger ones through teaching, preaching, and seminars. This is one of them. Dr. Charles Apoki, from his experience at Aba, while growing, motivated him into writing and teaching of younger generation. This is how, of being a younger generation, on how to get it right at young age and to be focused in life. Dr. Apoki is an international speaker and a gospel minister. He is a prolific writer, having so much books published in Amazon Publishers. Amongst them are number 1, Creating Wealth, The Philosophy of the Earth, Becoming a Financial Giant, Lesson of My Life, Refined by Hardship, Value the Currency, The Oil of Marriage, The Dynamism of Wealth, Hold On to Your Vision, The Unstoppable People Achieving Your Dream. And one book that I cherish most, which made me endeared to him, is Money is an Idiot. This is just to mention for the few. If your hands are not busy and you want to appreciate, please appreciate him with your clap. Thank you so much. Dr. Charles Apoki is a proud alumnus of this prestigious FGC Warri. He is married to his heartthrob, Mrs. Felicia Apoki, a practicing nurse and a practicing administrator, who has taught his vision, and they both run the prestigious Petra Christian Academy based in Ughelli here in Delta State. The marriage is blessed with 4 wonderful nations, 3 in diaspora and 1 here with us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to present to you our distinguished, erudite, prolific writer and mentor of the youth, Dr. Charles Apoki, our guest lecturer. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Mr. Chairman, sir, Principal, representatives from the Ministry of Health, representative of Papa Ayo, all and representatives of the Old Students Association, parents, teachers, and graduates, all protocols observed. It's so nice to be here to give this lecture. I'm speaking on the relevance of education in contemporary Nigeria. I want to thank you for inviting me. Exactly 45 years ago, I stood on this same platform to receive a prize of the Guinness Book of World Records as the outgoing House Captain of National House B in 1978 from Justice Obi Whiskey, who later became the FIDECO chairman. I had come to do my HSC here in 1976 after 5 years of secondary school education at Government College, Ughelli. When I got here, what shocked me was the academic brilliance here. Aggregate 6, aggregate 10, aggregate 9 was like child's play among the students. And like as the chairman rightly said, the best result in the West African school certificate for several years in the whole of West Africa was made in this school. The day I gained admission was a bag of mixed feelings. I trekked from this school back to Okere, where I came from, because I didn't have transport fare back home. It was 10 kobo then. I did not have a passport photograph to place on my phone, so I went to a group photograph I had taken at Warri House, Government College, Ughelli, cut it, and stapled to the phone. If I'm standing here speaking to you, it means that education is relevant. I left a mud house in Okere where chickens used to sleep under my bed. And we used to go to toilet behind Aussie College, and heaven and earth used to bear witness. I used tissue paper for the very first time at Government College, Ughelli. I took my bath with showers for the very first time at Government College, Ughelli. By the time I came here, I was a little bit more civilized. If not for education, I would have remained like the typical debt collector in one of the slums in this country. How did I come here? We used to go watch television in another man's house. One house built by Apoki, who was the quantity surveyor or estate surveyor in Okere. And we had no electricity in our house. We had no television. So as we are watching television, because the food we used to eat is that stays till daybreak. When it stays till daybreak, you wear a white jacket. So you need to do deliverance with spoon, and then anoint it with hot water, and then consecrate it with bangasu, morning, afternoon, and evening. And by the time you eat that kind of food, it becomes weapons, biological weapons of mass destruction. And then the thing will start making noise in your tummy. And you know, poverty can remove character from people sometimes. And because we are from poor background, we will now release some materials that have high molecular weight, and they will diffuse into the sitting room of the elite. You know, the nostrils of the elite are more sensitive than the nostrils of the poor. When you stay near a gutter for too long, you don't smell things. And so they will say, go, 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 now don't come, go. And for those of us with hard faces like my face, we are the prime suspects. Even if their children, their devotees that ate salad and all other mixtures will release more dangerous to them. Go, when I don't come again, go, they will drive us away. I got angry, I went to meet my father. Papa, why we poor, sir? He said, my son, now because I no go school. He said, but the school when I no go, make you go. You go when I no fit speak, make you speak up. We are not fit carry this name, go, carry and go. He told me in primary 4 I was going to be a medical doctor. You know, carried to the slums. So I would be like Dr. Stevenson. For those of you who grew up in Warri, there used to be one white man in the general hospital who walked with one shoulder to the side, Dr. Stevenson. And my father used to go and collect refuse in that same hospital. But I graduated and became a medical doctor in that same hospital where my father collected refuse. If you say education is a scam, education, the value of education is in the eyes of the beholder. For me, it's not a scam, and we'll get to that. And so I'm so proud to stand here this afternoon to talk to you on the relevance of education and a testimony. What is education? It is the act or process of impartation or acquiring general knowledge, developing the powers of reasoning and judgment, and generally of preparing oneself or others intellectually for mature life. It is the act of or process of imparting or acquiring particular knowledge or skills as for a profession. You have 3 types of education: formal, informal, and non-formal. Now, What are the differences between importance and relevance? One of my seniors at Government College really was to give a lecture somewhere, and he called me. I should come and deliberate with him. And the topic was the dilemma of relevance. And the lecture was to be presented to architects. The dilemma of relevance. Importance is the value you attach. It's the price you are willing to pay. It's the opportunity cost you are ready to forego to have something or an idea or to be in a place or be in a position. Value. But relevance is need for now. It is related to a circumstance. COVID-19 came, the vaccine was very important, but it was not relevant to a madman. Because mad people don't have COVID. Because they have cross-immunity from other coronaviruses in the dustbin and wherever they live. So coronavirus was vaccine was very important, but it was not relevant to a madman. Architecture is a very important cost, but you can draw a building plan without an architect. You don't need a building supervisor in some cases. There is 3D printing of buildings. And so you want to charge me 6% of the cost of my building, but I can get it from the internet. That was what I shared with them. And it made a mark. So is education needed now, 2023, in Nigeria? That is the question we need to answer. Formal education is still relevant in contemporary Nigeria. If not, people will not be forging certificates to contest elections. And the decision that is going to be taken in the Presidential Election Tribunal and in the Supreme Court is going to be taken by educated people. And it can make or mar Nigeria. The day you will know the value of education is when your wife is in labor and you are waiting for the gynecologist. You will know that education is relevant. These Yahoo boys that said education is a scam, it is the day you will go to police station and they go, oh, that police day. It is the day Yahoo boy will go to police station and he is told to make a statement. He cannot write his own statement and start copying another person's statement, not knowing that that person was charged for murder. We saw the signpost of the Yahoo boy selling wines. He said, he wrote that we sell wines. We had to stop and tell him, not be sold in the right. So, in Nigeria, because of poverty, we seem to think that everything centers around office and money. If it is office and money that is all you have, you are a poor man. You are a wretched man. You must have relevance. You must bring value to humanity. You must bring value to society. I run 2 schools, 2 big schools. I have one beautiful school. If you reach there, you think you are in Europe. Because I owe this country the kind of education I received here, Government College Delhi, and the University of Ibadan. With the advent of people like Naira Marley, who started raising Malians, that you should not wear belt, you should not wear brassiere, you should not wear pants, that education is not important. And these individuals are devilish. Naira Marley has a 2nd degree from the United Kingdom. And so he has a degree, he's telling you, poor boy from Eromu Kobani, that you shouldn't go to school, you're a fool. Very big fool. I saw the dance here. I run a school, I was telling the man sitting here, I'm going to stop all those kind of dances in my school. We are not raising people for hookup. This is an intellectual environment. I went to a Catholic school to give a lecture like this. They brought the girls out to dance. They were dancing soapy. You parents, you don't know what is happening. I know Sophie. I live in the streets because I mentor youth. This one seated here, they know Sophie. In a Catholic school, they brought children out to dance. They were dancing so that their children were demonstrating immorality. I'm going back. I told my wife and my daughter, we are going to stop every rubbish that is not tailored towards academics and cultural values. Because I don't know how many A's they are going to make here. Standards are falling drastically in our schools. Not because we don't have teachers, not because the schools are not good, just because we are raising children that are unnecessarily distracted. Distracted by phones, distracted by stupid human beings like Blessing CEO. Today, our young girls, you get breast, you get yash, you get kindness in the white material. Who tell us we so stupidity out of you? They find the breast and the yash. What did they give to your mother? Breast has the expiring date. Put up has the expiring date, but brains have no expiring date. My mother, I would have been tougher than Tompolo and tougher than Asaridogo. My brain is better and I don't fear no man. I would have been a very terrible militant in the Niger Delta. But my mother, even though illiterate, will inspect my exercise book. What did you get? I said 4/4. But what I mean, handwriting when I wrote practice. Say you try. But this is your handwriting. Everything I wrote here is capital letters. Because I have a very bad handwriting. So your handwriting is very bad. Then one day I turned the exercise book upside down and gave to her. And she said, very good, but your handwriting is bad. I said, this woman is not reading. If she was reading, she would have known that I turned it upside down. But she was able to mentor me, stand with me, make me write common entrance in primary 5. And I passed. For me in class 4. Today, parents are ready to buy bomb shots for children, for girls. You leave them to watch televisions. In fact, they are training house girls instead of your children. And eventually, if you don't take care, all the money you are looking for, people, your children will sell those buildings. You don't take care. We've seen them in Warri here. So education is still relevant. Now, Costa Rica, in 1869, Costa Rica is a Central American country, made education both free and mandatory for all its citizens. For 3 decades, nearly 30% of our national budget is directed towards primary and secondary education as of 24th February 2023. Costa Rica is a success story in terms of development. It is considered an upper middle income country, which has shown a strong economic growth over the past 25 years. They disbanded their army and tailored this money towards education. Education is social justice. I came here when school fees was 18 naira. That was why my father, who was gate man in a hotel, could train me here with Obobine's children, with Rewane's children, with Jajawatuku's children. If we make education too expensive, that the children of the poor, like me, cannot have education, the consequences are that our children who will send overseas, when they come back here, they will not drive on private roads. They will not go to private markets. Tupac Shakur, a musician, said, if you don't spread your riches to the poor will spread their poverty to you. If we don't take care, the children of those who we have deprived of education, like the recent increase of school fees to 100,000 in schools like this, will push a lot of people out. I was in Springs in South Africa. Somebody saw me, an Indian. He said, Nigerian? I said, yes. He said, criminals. I said, my friend, shut up your mouth. I fought for your independence. I schooled with a South African in this school. His name is Louis Umbwisa. He carried Hector Peterson in the back of Ebony magazine in 1976 or 77 during the Soweto riot. education in the midst of oppression and deprivation. I said Nigerians are the most intelligent people in the world. And if you can't give them an opportunity to manifest this intelligence, they're going to criminality. I beg of you who know people in government, education should be a right for our children. Let's make it more affordable. Those people we carry that they sent token to enjoy their holidays recently, Apoki made a mistake. Ironically, went to the federal government for the economy. Those people are parasites on us. Let's remove the average Nigerian senator is the highest paid in the world. In a poor country, the money, the executive and the legislative arm, cooking gas in Aso Rock, police there, cooking rock in Aso Rock is 360 million. Do they eat elephant for breakfast? Cutlery in Oshiba and John's house was changed every year. How can we continue like this when a few parasites, oligarchs, are eating the wealth of the nation and the poor are deprived of basic needs? A cow in Europe gets $2.5 every day. A human being in Nigeria gets $8 per annum for health. That is a European cow in 4 days to get $10. A European cow is more important than a Nigeria in the eyes of those who budget for us. See these young men, see these young women. If we don't give them qualitative and sound education, this nation is in trouble. I will quickly run. Now, what does education do to you? It grooms you. Grooming. It's not just certification. Grooming. I don't cross lawns. I saw in this someone of the law talking about. When I went to government college to Delhi, you don't cross lawns. And I went to Queen Elizabeth Hospital Umuahia to give a lecture. And as we were going to where we go for a break, they wanted to cross the lawn. I said I don't cross lawns. And Justice Obisike Oji said, I have been telling them. He went to government college Umuahia. I have been telling them. They don't seem to know. I don't drive against traffic. I don't drag my feet. A young girl, you are dragging your feet, you are not educated. I drag my feet. One Mr. Togubo, my senior, used electric iron to hit my head. He said dragging your feet is a sign of mental laziness. Since that time, I don't drag my feet. You will see women in the airport. We are, to places, never, hardly. I came here a few minutes to the time you said, and I've been waiting. Principal, sir, I need to charge to speak. I spoke in one school like this. It's a $250,000 they pay me. It's because I'm an old boy that I need charge. Why I charge? Nigerians are not ready to progress. Any person that cannot manage time, any race that cannot manage time is not ready to develop. I went to Africa to give a lecture during the alumni day. They said 9 o'clock. I got there 8:45. They strolled in by around 12. If they are still lecturing, most likely I finish university before them. When I took the microphone, whether I don't know the officer of the school, she came to give me paper, 45 minutes. As I was speaking, she came and I said, Madam, sit down. I came here before you. I'm waiting for you. Don't disturb me. If 45 minutes is here, I will stop. And I told them, if university professors can't keep to time, we can't conduct good elections. Ballot materials will not arrive on time. And today, I saw the ancestral demon of lateness troubling you. You wore these beautiful dresses. Some of you will go to Europe. 3 Nigerian students paid school fees a few hours late in the UK. They are coming back. Nobody is ready to tolerate your primitive Nigerian mentality in the international arena. If you keep going late, life will leave you behind. It grooms you. The next thing is that it develops your social intelligence. As I was coming, Abraham asked me, what of your Bible? I said, no, this is not a Bible event. When I schooled here, we had Muslims. And I don't want to turn it to a religious program. Because I'm conscious of the Muslims that are here. When you are educated, You are not intolerant of people. One of my best benefactors is an Ishekiri man. So I don't get into Uroba and Ishekiri quarrel. Because I schooled with him at Government College. I came here with a Mercedes 450 GL. He gave me as a gift. He pays for my radio program. He gave me a Hilux. So I cannot be an enemy to an Ishekiri man because of tribe. He did not force himself to be Ishekiri. He was born into Ishekiri. I was born into Urobo. I have lived with Muslims, so I understand them and I tolerate them and they should tolerate me and understand them. When you see a Nigerian bringing the tribal card and he's an educated man, no, he's a devil. He's trying to benefit by knocking our heads together. When they want to steal our money, there's no tribalism. Education is a social elevator. Social elevator. I schooled with the child of the secretary to the federal government. My father was a gate man for one man, and in class 2, 1973, my father could not pay 45 naira, and he went and met this robot chief. I'm going to make this school, or my son is in school. He can't pay school fees. He said, which school? He said, Government College Together. He said, look, my friend, they don't tell a child not to have big teeth. He must have big lip to cover it. And my father had one blind eye. And he came back, he was crying from that blind eye. When I saw tears from that blind eye, Papa looking at him, he told me what that man said. And I swore that my children will never pass that stage. But recently, I spoke with the children in the University of Ibadan. I was the 75th guest speaker of Urobo Progress Union. As I wanted to speak, I had a walking stick. One chief was sitting behind me. I told him, please help me hold the walking stick. He was the son of that man. Education has lifted me. There was one girl I was to marry. Her mother was a commissioner in Bendel State. The father was an oil magnate. She used to call me mobile encyclopedia because the book I received there was Guinness Book of Records. So I read it cover to cover, bought it annually. And when I told her I wanted to marry, I said, Charles, you know I call you mobile encyclopedia. He said, but we're not from the same social class. I said, how can I introduce you to my father? And that day I wept. I said, Papa, if you say you know poor, this paid for green. Poverty can have a stain, can have an odor. But education is more than cheap if you wash it away. After many years, she called me. I called her when her father died. I said, how are you? She said, where is this? I called the Obonga name they used to call me in school. And then, oh, nice to hear from you. How are you? I said, where are you? He said, I'm in South Africa. I'm doing a master. I was there in 2003. I stayed there for 3 months. What of your children? I said the eldest one is a surgeon in Germany. What of the other one? I said that one is rounding up his PhD in computer science. What of the next one? She just finished her degree and she's the administrator of my school. You have only 3 children. Listen and listen well. Life is like playing table tennis. If they serve a testimony to you, serve a testimony back. Oh yes. Am I talking to somebody? The 4th one, it remains small for speak for it. There's a 4th one. He just came back from the United States where I sent him to go and work. He's also in Europe. Oh, he said, I knew you would do well. Why didn't you marry me? When she came for my daughter's marriage, she was mesmerized with how life has taken me. So it's an elevator. Education will take you beyond where you started from. Now, education will build networks. There is no city in this country, there is no major city in America, no major city in Europe that I will enter that I won't have a classmate or schoolmate from FGC Warri or Government College. Those of you here now, forget this your dresses. Listen. I have a classmate from this school. He earns $1 million every year. $1 million times 1,000 is 1 billion. The degree he has, the qualification he has, only 6 human beings have it in the whole world. He's from Ecuador, near Kiapa. I schooled with him here. And so, education is still relevant. It will lift you up. It will give you network. It will develop your capacity, your character, your courage, your charisma, and your confidence. I got to Melbourne in Australia. I was going to Australia to speak. I got to Melbourne. After paying a ticket for a ticket of 508,000, one small Oyibo girl sat me down. When you just saw my Nigerian passport. What are you doing here? I said, I'm not a typical Nigerian. I came here to lecture your people. Say, who are you? Some Dr. Charles Apoki. I come from a medical family. I wanted to weigh nice and you understand. I wanted to choke her. You must choke your generation. So I said, what do you mean? I said, my wife is a nurse, I'm a medical doctor. My son is a doctor. And ironically, my second son is married to a European cardiologist. Wow. She now said, okay, what of prayer? We're coming to teach people about prayer. I said, madam, have you heard of electromotive force? She said, yes. I said, electricity only flows from a higher potential to a lower potential. I said, when we fast, we lower our potential so that God can flow into us. I said, that's splendid. I said, madam, they pay to listen to me in Nigeria. I said, where are you speaking at that day like that? I'm paid to listen. Listen, this black color can become a disadvantage if your brain is empty. Yes, sir. When your brain is loaded, you can mesmerize people. I met a white man in Entrepreneurial Airport when I went to see my son in 2012. I was preaching to him, he didn't listen. The first thing he said, have you heard of Darwinism? Evolution. I said, you're talking about Charles Darwin. His experiment in that archipelago. I said, have you heard of Lamarckism? Have you heard of scientific dematerialization of material? He did not know. He said, I'm going to smoke. I said, my friend, come back. Your skin might be whiter than my own, but my brain is whiter than your brain. And he said, I've never heard a black man talk like this. Listen, you are going to go into the world. Anywhere you see a white man, tear his brain, scatter his brain, mesmerize him. You come from one of the best schools in the world. You come from one of the most intelligent races in the world. Tear the white man's brain. If not, Lord man will respect you. I will talk about wealth. Education brings wealth. I've made money from education. I told myself, none of my classmates will intimidate me with money or dollars when they come from Nigeria. Come from overseas. One of the greatest needs in Nigerian curriculum is entrepreneurial education. Let's start teaching it early. I received a phone call in my farm. Are you Dr. Charles Apoki? I said, yes, ma'am. I watched your YouTube channel and I saw a video that Tunde had not shared. So, okay, you were talking about aging. I said, yes, ma'am. He said, can you come and speak to us in Lagos on that subject matter? I said, yes, ma'am. I said, but you will book my flight. She said, we will pay. To cut the long story short, they booked my flight. But before then, she asked me, Dr. Apoki, how much will it cost you to speak to us for 20 minutes? I said, $1,000. She said, we are paying for your ticket and we'll pay your hotel bill. We'll give you $500,000. $500,000 for 20 minutes. All the school fees my father paid in entrance. And then I got to Lagos. I was so round up, don't worry. I got to Lagos. I landed in the airport. They put me in the car. And I heard behind me, my wife is from Apoki. I heard, I asked the driver, who are they for the things you, sir? Then I arranged myself again. And they took me to a hotel, put me on the 24th floor. And they took me to the lecture hall the next day. I spoke for 30 minutes. The director stood up and we clapped. They bought all my books and they formed line. And I started autographing books for them. It's education. If you use your Mercedes to carry firewood, people will beg you to use it to carry manure. If you use your intelligence to play, I was in the same hall with Okowa. And they invited me to come and speak to in the government house. I told them, because it's government, because it's my state, it's $100,000 for the 30 minutes. The professor there said, it's pro bono. I said, I didn't go to school free. Went to school. Like the way I told the woman, another woman in Total in Port Harcourt. Doctor, how much will it take you to speak? I said, it's $250,000 for 30 minutes. And there's a hotel I stayed there. It's called Swiss Spirit Hotel. A night is 69,000 a night. Put me in and stay in a suite. Say, doctor, you're expensive. I said, I went to good schools, baby. So I also went to good schools. I said, but you didn't go to the ones I attended. And she paid $250,000. When I got to Asaba, I gave the lecture. The governor said I should explain what I wrote in the lecture. We both studied medicine. Now, what do you know when your mate don't know, then make the money enter your pocket? I explained. I left one bone inside the explanation. I should explain the bone. And now I explained the bone and left another bone. Don't play with your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Don't play with it. Add value to it. And they say, okay, can you come to Asaba to be giving lectures on radio? I say, yes. Say, it's 100,000 if I come to Asaba, you pay my hotel bills. There's a hotel I stay there, Hotel Venezia. I will stay there. She said 70,000 and off the phone. And then she called me back, Dr. Yogi, I say, yes, I'm the only one that can give that lecture in the South. And I said, I'm giving the lecture 100,000. Don't look at me like that. Today, my family is known for 4 B's: Bible, book, business. Bible, book, business. You see, my eldest son, the German government just gave him a German passport. So it's a German citizen. He is an orthopedic surgeon. When they see him, they say, how did you become a doctor so far? I say, my father is a doctor. Yahoo boys are buying second-hand GLK. My son is driving the 2023 model. 2023 model. So your Yahoo with your bad English, with your stupid dirty hair and your body odor. You wear hoodie in the afternoon in Nigeria. You're a madman. My son is driving. My second son that has PhD, studied to a cardiologist. He is the first black man to work in his company. Recently, he told them, I'm tired of working here, this level, I want another level. The company started panicking and they created a new, non-existent position for him to satisfy him. I have a daughter. My daughter manages my schools. Recently, one woman came from Ministry of Education and was intimidating my wife, and she studied that her classmate is here, her schoolmate is here. One person came and was mesmerizing my wife. My daughter said, Mommy, give me chance. And my daughter came forward. It's not only demons that manifest. You can manifest when you discharge the content of your life. A manifest is a detailed record of the content of your life. And my daughter started manifesting. When she finished, the woman that came from the Ministry of Education hugged her. They said, I need some anointing from you. What do we will? So, education has trained me. It's still relevant. Listen, today, make sure, nowadays you have phone numbers. Take the phone numbers of all your friends. You might not see some of them again in life. Take pictures, but not this. Life will ask you questions in future. When you will meet in future, government college after every 50 years you meet. 1972 was 50 years. When you will meet, you will ask questions. Where are you now? And if you went to government college, I'm in Canada. What are you doing now? I just retired as a rear admiral. Oh, I retired as the deputy head of orthopedic hospital in Lagos. Oh, my classmate is a cardiothoracic surgeon. Oh, I run, like Matthew Edede, I own Income Electric, one of the biggest energy companies in the world. Life will ask you questions. Don't stammer when your mates ask you questions. Don't give excuses. The future is dead and done. All your excuses, the future will not answer you. As I used to tell my students in my school, I will see you in New York. I will see you in San Francisco. I will see you